We'll go ahead and get started. I think maybe some more people might be coming. I am recording this, and so I can send it to anybody who wants to watch it later. Uh, I'm going to mute everybody here in a minute because it likes to jump around the video. And then I'll unmute for questions here as I go through. There are 3 different ways I'm going to go over today. I'm trying to do the simplest, easiest way for churches to get into this. For most of us, this is a brand new thing, right? You've never thought about live streaming or even really discussed live streaming. And now we're kind of a lot of churches are just being thrown into this. We've got to do something because for many of us, we've made the decision to close down or are making the decision to suspend our in-person services. And so I know many pastors are scrambling to figure something out. So I'm going to go over 3 different options with you, what I believe are the pros and cons to each one, and how to set it all up. All of these options are completely free, with the exception of what you record with. And with most of these, you can simply record with a smartphone. And so, starting with number 1, and right now I am screen sharing from my iPad here so you can see. I'm going to go over some things. Right now I'm on just simply my church Facebook page. I imagine most of your churches have a Facebook page. If you don't, really recommend that you set one up, not just for this, but for a lot of purposes. It's a great way to get the word out. But the easiest and most simple way to start a live stream is to simply take a smartphone, go to a Facebook page, and live stream to Facebook. And it's really this. You click on publish, you'll see the option here for live video. You click on live video, and switch to my camera on my iPad now. There'll be a description bar. You can put a description in, and then you click the blue button, and you're ready to roll. It starts streaming. So that's a super simple way to do it. Like I said, it's free. It takes your smartphone. You don't need any, equipment, things like that. So the pros to this are it's super simple. It's easy. It's free. And it's a great way to get started. My cons to Facebook are a few things. I imagine your church is a lot like my church as far as demographics, in that about a third of our church is 50 plus, and many of them don't have Facebook. And so by using Facebook to stream, you're kind of isolating a group of your church from being able to watch the service because they can't see Facebook or they don't have a Facebook. And so I am someone whose Facebook isn't usually my first option when it comes to streaming. We don't currently stream to Facebook. I know a lot of churches do, but to me, it's not where I want to go because of how many people it affects. About a third of my church wouldn't be able to view it. And I imagine it'd be the same for many of yours as well. But if you choose to do this is probably the easiest way to go. And you can work around trying to get people set up on Facebook, whatnot. But something to consider is the fact that you have to deal with, not being able to get all of your people in to watch it. So anybody have any questions about Facebook live streaming? You can even do this from a desktop as well, where if you have a webcam from a desktop, you can live stream to Facebook from your desktop or laptop. But it do take into consideration of how many people have Facebook in your church.
Mike, I don't know if you've looked into or checked into the legalities of live streaming. It's something I'm trying to look into right now. Live streaming music. I know churches that will live stream the music and then when they repost it, they go in and edit out the music. I'm just trying to think through, you know,
So when it comes to music,
illegal.
to be legal about it, here's the legalities of it. One, you have to purchase what's called a CCLI license. For churches under 75 people, it's $63 annually. For churches between 75 and 250, $68 annually. And then it goes up from there. But I imagine most of our churches are probably 250 or less. You'll need to purchase that license, but that license doesn't give you free reign to post, a Third Day song or whatever, a Casting Crown song. What that gives you permission to do is to post music that has been performed by people in your church, your service, or by groups from which you have their written permission to do. So, for instance, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having some of the special music we've had in the past. We've had some concerts with some different Christian groups. I sent them emails asking if we could use the footage from those concerts as some of the music. We're going to be, playing some of the congregation music that we have, and then for encouraging people to sing along. But then when you go to actually upload it, say you're going to upload it to YouTube afterwards, or to your website, then I would recommend removing that, because even with the license, YouTube is going to probably hit you with what's called copyright strikes. They just automatically hit you, and then to go through and get that removed is a long process. But you can live stream music performed as long as you have that license.
Do you know if CCLI, Micah, do you know if they have a live streaming add-on, or is it just part of their regular? I mean, I know we already have the CCLI. I don't know if they have a live streaming add-on or if it's just part of their regular stuff.
You have it for like sheet music and stuff like that? Yeah, it is. I think if you have that, it's an add-on. I don't know if it's a different price because I just purchased it. I've not really been into it. So that's something you'd have to look into. But I know they have two different things.
All right.
I was told yesterday that the live stream add-on is about $100.
For CCLI?
CCLI, right.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions about Facebook or about streaming before we move on to the next option I have? All right. Then we're going to move on to YouTube. And now YouTube is a little different. You cannot stream live to YouTube from a phone or tablet unless you have 1,000 followers, okay? And I imagine none of us have 1,000 followers on our YouTube channels. I think I have like 20-something on our churches here. So you'll see, you click on this and you try to click, go live. It's going to tell me your channel is not eligible, okay? So you can stream live to YouTube directly from your computer. So if you have a desktop, for instance, I have a Mac computer here in my office. I could sit down, open YouTube, and stream live directly from my desktop if I wanted to. But what I recommend if you're wanting to go to YouTube is, and I know I went through this with Brother White yesterday, is actually to pre-record a message and then load it to YouTube as what's called a premiere. And then YouTube will actually put it out as if it was a live video. They'll have a countdown. They'll have a reminder. People can go click on it. They'll have a countdown. They'll have a live chat that goes during the video. And they put it out as if it's a live video and say you schedule it for an 11 a.m. on Sunday. And they'll put your pre-recorded video out as a premiere. So you can actually set up your whole service, the singing, the message, all of that put together. You can even edit it to make it look nice, whatnot, and then put it out as what's called a premiere on YouTube, and then they publish it as if it was a live event without you actually having to be live. And that's one of the great features of YouTube. Also with YouTube is there's no restriction to who can and can't access it. You don't have to have a unlike Facebook where you have to have an account to actually access anything. Anyone can get on YouTube, look for your church. You can put a link right on your website, a button that'll direct you back to your YouTube page, and give you right to the premiere, and they can watch it. And so you can even schedule that premiere, a week out on Monday morning, say schedule it or whatever, and say, hey, put the reminder, come back, check this out. And then Sunday morning, everyone just comes to your YouTube page and watches it. And I really recommend this and the third option are both options where you pre-record your message. So it's what we do Friday afternoon. If I finish my sermon, I've not really even started it yet. So, and I hope I'm not the only one in the boat there. But I'm going to try to finish it up, and then I'll actually come in like Friday afternoon, record my message, and then Saturday I'll edit it all and upload it Saturday evening. And then I don't have to worry about Sunday morning dealing with, is my Wi-Fi connection going to be good? Am I going to be able to, is the live stream going to go out? I got to be here at this exact time and messing with all that. And I actually can just sit back in the chat, talk to my people, and, it's a lot simpler. And this is what we did for a long while. Even we were just recording our service and then setting the premiere at noon. So as soon as our service ended, we would upload the video premiere, and people who weren't here could watch it. And so this is a lot simpler. This is a simpler way that allows everyone to be able to watch it. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. Now, if you're looking for simple, I'm going to recommend one or two. Third is a little bit more work, but it's probably the nicest by far way to do it. And long term is what I would recommend. It's what we do now. We've started. So our main thing here at the church that we do is I try to push everything to our website, right? I want everything in one location, what we would refer to as a central hub. So, if we've got, people want to sign up for youth camp, go to the website. People want to sign up for VBS, go to the website. You want to online giving, go to the website. Submit a prayer request, go to the website. And so, for me, we're trying to push all of this to the website. We've got all these resources, everything. And then it's like, except for live streaming, go somewhere else. And so if you have a website, one thing you can do is there's a company called Church Online, and they host what's called the Church Online platform. And they have built completely free for churches. All you have to do is sign up, set up a profile. It takes about 20 minutes. They've set up a live streaming platform that looks like what you would see in a lot of these great mega churches live stream platform that you can use. And you can live stream, or you can actually pre-record the service and load it to it, which is what we do. And I'll just show you guys a little bit what it looks like. So I actually have a video running right now, I think, to show you guys what it would look like. And this here loads. So you'll see there's the video playing. I'm just going to pause that for sound. You'll have a chat box here where people who are watching can chat. They can take notes, save those, and email them to themselves. You can see the upcoming schedules. It has a Bible app built into it so they can follow along. And so I highly recommend this if you want it. to be interactive. They can submit prayer requests right here that'll be sent to your email. So we have a section where normally I'd imagine most of your churches have a prayer request time, right, in your service. We would say, hey, if you have a prayer request that you want the church to pray for, hit the live prayer button below, send that to us, and we add that to our prayer list at the end of the video. We collect all those. How we do this is what we'll do is we pre-record our message and all that, and then I will upload it to YouTube as a private video, and then you copy the link, post it on the back end, and I'll show you the host section and set the time, and we just like 10:30 Sunday morning, and this loads. It just plays. And again, you don't have to do anything Sunday morning. You set it all up Saturday. It runs. You don't have to worry about it cutting out. And you can sit here. What I do is I just sit there on the chat section and, answer any questions. And, am able to kind of just watch the service as well and not have to worry. It makes for a lot less stress on Sunday morning. We were doing things like, when we were doing Facebook or YouTube Live, and, I'm here preaching a message from behind the camera, and we had a Sunday where, the video camera, the connection cut out, and I didn't know about it. I'm going 10 minutes in. My assistant finally comes in and says, hey, there's no video. And then I'm like scrambling around trying to figure out what's going on. And very stressful Sunday. So this here, let me see here. I'll show you the back end of it. When you set up an account, if it will open, here it is. This is what the back end of this would look like at Church Online. You go to events, add new event, you put the title, description, and then it's going to ask you to put the link to the video that you're going to play. So whatever the link from YouTube from the video, and then you select a time to play it, and it plays it. And so this is a little more work, but it is a little nicer and what I prefer. And so you'll see we re-air old messages every day of the week right now. So you'll see the schedule there, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday's live stream. It allows me to just set all this up and then be able to be done with it. And people can reminder, if they hit the remind me, it'll send them an email and a text message on Sunday mornings an hour before. It says, hey, live stream's coming up. And so this is something that I really like and recommend churches to do, especially if they're going to try to do this. If we're doing this on long term, we want to try to have a nice way. So I recommend the most option 2 and option 3 because Facebook does struggle with getting everybody in. I can do a step-by-step demo if let me back out of that. As far as signing up for this, are you asking for a step-by-step demo of the Church Online platform, Brother White? Yeah, okay. As far as just signing up, it's a simple, put in your email, your name, and then they'll send you a custom domain. For instance, ours is harvardhills.churchonline. Yours would be, Grace Baptist at Church Online. And my internet's slow, so hopefully it doesn't cut out. And then I link this to my website with just a button, and it loads to here. As far as actually setting up a test service, so let me go back and just I don't want to kill you guys with grab the URL. Well, it looks like. Let me reconnect my iPad here. Okay, so when you finally get in online, like I said, go to events, and you're going to click add event, and I'll just call this test, right? But you would put the title of the message, usually our Sunday morning live stream with the date, the speaker. I put Pastor Hamilton usually. And then, oh, you got to put the time. So how long your video is. So, an hour, right? You're going to put how long it is, event duration, and then you'll come down and click save. Now it's going to take you into the details of the video. So you're going to click video, and under the main event video link, right? I just copied a link from one of our YouTube videos. You're going to paste that in there, hit go. It's going to tell you, okay, event video is saved. And so whatever time you put in is when it's going to start broadcasting that video that you loaded. And so go to times, add event time. Now you can set this up to run as a daily, a weekly thing, a one-time thing. I'm gonna, I set it up as a one-time thing. You go to date and go to say Sunday at 11 a.m. Okay. There. This gives you an option here to allow the chat box to open a few minutes before. I always just put 5 minutes before the video starts to give everyone a chance to, if they're in there, to say hello to, other people in the church, things like that. And then you're going to hit save, and then it's ready to go. So if I go back here to the visitor page and look at this at upcoming events, you'll see here the 11 a.m. test down there. It's up. You can click the reminder button, and at 11 a.m. that video will start running all on its own. That's all you have to do. And so if I did nothing else, that video will run at 11 a.m. That's one of our old sermons. I don't remember which one I clicked on. So as you see, this one is running. There's one running right now of an old sermon that I set up before this video call to show you guys. If you're moving forward, and this is what we do, is I'll record our services Friday afternoon, load it to YouTube, and then I'll copy the link to that, post it on here into an event, and then this runs on Sunday morning. And I just tell all my church people, I send them all the link to this every Saturday. I say, go here to the website Sunday morning, this website, and watch the service. And we have almost everybody come and watch this. So, and this is the nicest way to do it for free. What I would recommend to do if you're willing to put in a little bit more effort. The simplest way is either to just load the video as a premiere to YouTube and send everybody to YouTube, or to do a Facebook Live. Again, with YouTube, it's easy to get distracted. There are suggestion videos on the side, all kinds of stuff. This is what I recommend. Also, when you pre-record the service, you're able to, edit out any, weird pauses and things like that. Make a mistake, you can re-record it. So you're not saying something crazy on camera and it's out there on the internet forever, And so this is just something that I prefer, and it just is a lot less headache on Sunday mornings, because who doesn't want a unstressful Sunday? So anybody have any questions about this or about anything I've gone over, really?
Micah,
Yeah.
are you available to meet with pastors or talk with pastors individually, make sure you can walk them through it step by step, make sure they've got it?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm working within my schedule and try to meet with people to do this. I understand, this is it's a brand new thing. Now, this is something that we have been working on for about the last year to try to do. So I think, we're a little bit ahead of the curve on this. We weren't quite ready to launch, but about 3 weeks ago, we just jumped the gun and launched this. And so I've been putting this together for about, 9 months to a year now and planning this out. And so for a lot of these churches, this is like we've had 7 days to figure all this out, to figure online giving out, to figure what is church going to look like if we can't meet in our buildings. And so I want to do what I can to try to help get this up and running. And so if any church would like to meet, I'll do my best to be able to make that happen. Yes.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants me to go over? A lot of these things you're going to see online, they're good. They're good, don't get me wrong. But they get complicated when you start working in, trying to OBS software and code live streams and a lot of that stuff just gets super difficult. So what I'm just trying to do is come up with the easiest way to let churches hit the ground running and be able to start putting, content up. And I think it's going to be important because in the next, several weeks, however long this lasts, and the more and more I hear, the more and more like it sounds like this could be, more than 2 weeks like they had thought. It's going to be important that we put out content that is helpful to our people, and so putting stuff out online and on our websites be vital. And we're even trying to figure out how to do things like Bible studies. We're looking into using Zoom right here to do our Bible studies with our people. And so I know those are all things we got to figure out. But if anyone wants to meet, you have my number. If you don't, you can get it from me. I'm not going to say it on the video because I'm posting this afterwards for anyone who wants to see it. But you can get a hold of me, and I'll try to walk you through everything. I know I met with Brother White yesterday and explained some stuff to him. So, but yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have, really. If there's no other questions.
I do have a comment.
Yeah.
I watched the NAM report yesterday on how to do.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I got the emails about it.
There is one thing that I used last week and it works is that if you're wanting to put stuff on Facebook, you can record it to yourself only, and there's a button on there. I'm not a Facebook user, so I'm not real clear on that. Mm-hmm. But it recorded it as an MP4 instead of just pushing it to Facebook. And then you can take that MP4 and you can put it on YouTube and your website and other places. So if all you have is a smartphone and Facebook, you can record it and make your MP4 that you can use in those other venues.
Right. And if you have a smartphone, it's more than capable of recording, good quality video. You don't need any type of extra equipment. We do have a camera, and I'll just tell you what it is in case you're wondering. We use the Canon PowerShot SX740. It's a 4K camera. We paid $299 for it. It has a really nice built-in microphone. And the reason that I like this camera And this is just right here what it looks like. It's not very big. It's jet black. The reason one I like this camera is the screen that's on it, and it flips up to allow when I'm recording, I can see myself, so I know what, if I'm in frame or not. Also, you can connect to this camera with your phone, and so you can control it with your phone. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. If you're on the picture settings, you can actually, snap the photo from your phone, and then you can transfer those directly to your phone. So like what I'm doing is I'm a one-man show here. I don't have the only other person on staff here is our janitor, and so on Sunday mornings when we're trying to get photos of service, I can pull up my phone and take a photo of the stage right from the stage without having to go touch the camera. And when I'm recording videos, I like this, and so then you can control it from your phone, and that's another thing I really liked about this. It does take an SD card, records to it. You can load the sermons, and this is what we record our sermons on. And so, if anyone wanted to get into an actual camera, this is a really good camera.
What was the model again?
It is the Canon PowerShot SX740HS, and this is about the cheapest 4K camera you can get, and so it's really clear picture, and the audio is pretty good with a built-in microphone on the camera, as long as you're not too far away. I'd say if you're within 10 to 12 feet, it's going to pick you up with good quality. But if all you have is a cell phone, that's enough. A smartphone, that's enough to get started. It's going to record, and you can upload. That's what we did for a long time, and we recently got into this. And if you want something nicer, this is an option. So we can try to. If you're in the area, if you're not too far, can maybe even work with you about recording your sermon with the camera and get it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, Brother Michael.
All right, brother. I appreciate you guys coming on. I am not an expert by any means, but I just wanted to share what I have, and just trying to help. I know I was on the phone last night with my dad about trying to get this, get it going for him. So I hope you guys can use this, and if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good day. All right. And,
okay.
Thanks a
lot.
lot.
Guys get it all figured out. All right. Bye.
Thank you.